The Queen's Beast collection is an incredible sight to behold, and all 10 beasts commemorated here on the completer coin is certainly something very special. But we've gone one step bigger and better here in the Backyard Bullion household, because today we have a beastly full stack of all of the different types of Queen's Beasts that we have been stacking. Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here, and a very warm welcome to you all joining me for a beastly stack video. Now today we have got 18 ounces of gold and 165.15 ounces of silver laid out on the table here, and of course this represents the variety stack of the Queen's Beast coins that we in the Backyard Bullion household have been accumulating, buying, stacking, collecting, whatever adjective you want to use, we've done it, and we have this incredible eclectic collection of coins, which I firmly believe is the premier coin collection pretty much ever, to be quite frank. And I've been looking forward to making this full variety stack video for a very long time, ever since we got the series started back in 2016, and I remember doing videos on this all the way throughout my YouTube tenure. It's been an incredible series to collect, and to have them all done, all here, ready to showcase is very special indeed. Now, as well as showing all of the different types, I want to talk a little bit about the future of this series, because we're out of its release and production now. It's in the past. We have moved on to the Tudor Beast, Queen's Beast Mark II, and I want to think about how we are going to potentially get the most out of this collection. And that doesn't necessarily mean the most in terms of financial return, but the most benefit from these coins. So a lot to talk about in today's video, and I'd love to know what you think about this collection, about the Queen's Beast coins generally, so please feel free to comment down below. We'll see you down there in the comment section for a good, fun, healthy chat. And of course, if you're enjoying, why would you not like this incredible spread that we've put on for you? Hit that thumbs up button. That would be fantastic. So, I mean, I don't even know where to begin, to be quite frank. The Queen's Beast set has, I think, been the most successful the Royal Mint has ever made, and arguably one of the most successful coin series that has ever been made. We have been following this since 2016, all the way up to late 2020, early 2021, when the final coins were released. And they just took everybody by storm. It was quite magic, really. The Royal Mint hasn't done anything like this well since, in my opinion. They kind of set the bar really high for themselves. Now, along the way, there have been issues with some of the quality of the bullion coins, for example, with milk spotting on a number of them. And yes, you can get quite unlucky with milk spotting on some of these bullion silvers. But generally speaking, I've seen a lot of these, because during our tenure of collecting them, we also were doing the group orders from Europe, and I remember unboxing literally hundreds of these coins, and generally speaking, the majority are good, are fine. And you can see from a lot of these here that I've just been keeping in capsules over the last 4 or 5 years, that they have held up very well. They really have, and I'm not seeing any horrendous, horrible, giant, nasty milk spotting. Now, milk spotting and quality aside, the eclectic nature of this entire set is what really, I think, sets it apart from a lot of the others. And it's something that I knew right at the start would look really good all together. There were quite a few people, however, at the start, I remember right at the early stages with the line, that weren't that impressed by it. But when you look now at the premiums that have grown on some of these coins, the lion in particular, and the griffin, in fact, let's get these 2 dinner plates of 10-ounce coins out to have a look at. All you can admire is the potential financial return and boon that has come on these. It's incredible. So you can't ignore the fact that these are premier coins with an incredible amount of allure to them for collectors all around the world. Whether you are British, American, Canadian, or whatever, it seems that these are some of the most go-to kind of collection coins out there. And these big 10 ounces, they are something so special. And I think from what I remember, I mean, you've got to excuse the really sort of dirty and scratched capsules, but a scratched capsule is what the capsule is doing best. It's making sure it's protected. But before these coins, I mean, I haven't been around since a great deal before, but I don't recall a great deal of big 10-ounce silver coins before these basically dinner plates of coins came out. So they were one of the best things, I think, to get in this entire collection. And it's certainly very exciting to see these big 10-ounce coins doing very well on the second-hand market. We are seeing some exceptional prices for them. Now, in terms of the entirety of the design, there are 10 different beasts to consider, and each individual beast, I think, speaks differently to various different people. And one of the prime examples for that is the greyhound here of Richmond. Now, I, as a dog owner that own lurchers, which are basically greyhound crosses, the majority of what they are greyhounds, this coin really sang to me. And a lot of people thought that the pose of the greyhound there was a little bit off, didn't look right. You know, the dog was perhaps scared, but if anyone's owned or seen greyhounds and lurchers, that's a very common pose for them. They are bounding, full of energy and running around. And every single different coin design spoke to somebody in a different way, and different designs emoted different feelings. Like here, I call this the White Lion, the bodybuilder of Mortimer. Look at those muscles on that lion there. It's very, very interesting. And of course, there are 2 lions within this series here, so they had to somehow distinguish and differentiate the 2 lions that we see. So, you know, there was something for everybody in this series, and whether or not you collected the entire 10 coin series and you had something from everything, there were most certainly favourites amongst them. The Dragon of Wales being one of the most popular out there for sure. It's so good. I love it. But it does seem like the unanimous king of the beasts, or queen of the beasts, king and queen, was the Griffin. It's by far and away proved to be the most popular of all of the designs out there. It is very, very pretty, very sublime. One of the ones less popular is the bull. Yeah, we have the bull up here. And I'm just gonna, my OCD is ticking now because I've moved all of these coins out of the way. But the Yale and the bull, less popular in terms of design, but equally they are now garnering pretty high premiums. So regardless of the aesthetics of these designs and how or why people liked them in the first place, the entirety of the collection has something going for it in terms of, you know, individual coins being desired by certain people, or the whole collection being desired. So it's one of those things that was never going to please everybody, but it's done incredibly well along the way, which is, I think, an incredible achievement for the Royal Mint for a 10 coin eclectic set. Now, I don't just have the big dinner plate 10-ounce golds here. We have, 10-ounce golds. Now, that would be a stack video, the 10-ounce silvers. We, of course, have got the gold bullions here as well. Now, these are cool. These are something that we decided relatively early on. We actually had to backdate the lion a little bit when we first got in, but at the time, the premiums were not too horrendous. At the very first sort of installment of buying these, we decided to go for the quarter-ounce gold. At the time, we had the budget set aside for a certain amount of gold to be added to the stack each month and year, and the gold sat within there. But we quickly thought, do you know what? We want to up that. We want to have a little bit more of a proportion of gold going into our stacks, and I'm very, very happy with the purchase decisions of these 1-ounce golds. It was a big commitment for us, and by far and away, it represents the largest commitment for this entire kind of stack here. But it's certainly been something that has yielded some interesting results. You've only got to look at some of the premiums. In fact, I did a video on this not too long ago about how I'm very, very strongly considering liquidating these coins to pay for some more bullion gold, because the entirety of this 10 coin collection in its current form, in these gold 1-ounce gold sort of coin sizes, could theoretically buy at least 11 ounces worth of kind of bullion gold. And right now, in this crazy world that we're in, you want to have liquidity, you need to have liquidity, and some of these coins are most certainly not liquid, which brings me on to kind of the curse of this Queen's Beast series. So when you have a collection of coins like this that have done exceptionally well, over time, even as bullion coins, they have done exceptionally well. You would hope and expect sometimes proof coins to go up in value even more. But when a bullion coin goes up in such value, you're left with this really difficult quandary, because as you know, a lot of people will know, if you take these coins to a bullion dealer, you'll get a garbage price. You'll get spot price if you're lucky for some of these big golds. Maybe even less, depending on who you're going to and for what reasons they're looking to buy. So what does that leave you with in terms of options? You, of course, have to look to sell these on the second-hand market yourself. And that can be difficult. It can be time-consuming. And if you're in a pinch and you need the cash, then you could theoretically be in trouble by having to sell them at prices that you might not be happy with. And that's a really difficult prospect to have. So it's the kind of curse of a successful series, really, to see these. Now, we've got here the silver proofs, which I'm not going to individually pick up because we'll just end up ruining the wonderful, lovely display that we've got here. But I have a full set of the PF70s here, which I'm super happy with. Now, the really annoying thing is that these are different labels. My OCD wants them all the same, but nevertheless, we have the full set of these. And these are one of the prime examples of basically humongous growth in premiums. Now, auction results recently for some of these first coins in the series, perhaps fewer on the bull, but certainly the lion, the unicorn, the dragon, and there was, I think I saw a really good auction for the falcon as well. They have all achieved 400 plus, 350 plus, 350 plus. I think the dragon actually got 400 plus, 350 plus. And bear in mind, at the time of the release when these first ones came out, they were about £70 each, 65 to 70, I think, each. So you can automatically see, even with the grading fees of £30, they have gone up massively in value. And again, it comes down to liquidity because, you've got to sell them at some point, and how you do that on a quick basis is really up to a lot of people's, they don't necessarily know. So it's going to be interesting for me to think about what to do with this set of 10. Do you sell it as one set of 10, or do you break it up and sell the individuals? There's arguments to be had that selling it up as individuals might actually yield more of a return because there will be more people looking to get these higher premium coins. These ones here, these are decent prices right now for PF70s. You're still looking at doubling, tripling your money on them even, and it's very interesting to see the market for them, but it's also a difficult one to look at. And also, how long will that market hold? And I think the answer to that is quite a long time, because this whole coin series is so popular. It really is exceptionally popular, and I think it only will grow in popularity over time as well. Now, there is one other little elephant in the room to talk about, and that is the completer coins that came out after the Queen's Beasts were finished. A lot of people did not like the idea of this because it was billed as a 10 coin series, and a lot of people had display boxes with 10 coin bits, 10 coin slots. And then they released an 11th coin, the completer coin. Now, in my opinion, I don't really care. I think it looks fantastic. It's a standalone piece. It doesn't necessarily have to go within the same box. But boy, oh boy, did they do a good job on it. It's just so beautiful. And here is the Kilo, one of the creme de la cremes of my collection, the Kilo Queen's Beast completer coin. It is absolutely mad. Bonkers coin, really stunning. I really don't mind this completer set coin. I think it's a really good addition to the stack, and we can see here I've also got some of the proof versions here as well, with a big fat PF70 on that 1 ounce gold. That is a coin which is now selling at £3,500–4,000 against an issue price of £2,500. So you can see again how these are growing in value and desirability over time. It really is quite exciting to see. Now, we have one little oddball within the collection here, and that is the 1 ounce gold Griffin. The Griffin is an incredible coin, and you'll notice this is a 2021 coin, whereas if we go to the Bullion version of the Griffin, it's 2017 coin. Now, this is an interesting one because the Bullion and the proof departments within the Royal Mint were not communicating or chose not to release at the same time. So we had a different release schedule with the Griffin in Bullion coming out first and this coming out last. And when this was released, I felt that it was going to be a particularly desirable last coin to have. A lot of people want the Griffin, they love the Griffin, and having a complete full collection of the Griffins would have been really quite exciting for a lot of people. So I bought this as a speculative investment. It's an interesting one because the first release, the PF70s of this were going again for about £4,000. However, the price has come down somewhat on these a little bit, now closer to the £3,000 mark, £2,750 to £3,000 I'm seeing as a good guide for these right now. So it is interesting that the desirability of some of these coins are waning a little bit. And does that give me pause for concern for this whole collection? And my honest answer is no. I do think, certainly for the proof coins, that there's more of a risky market to be had, for sure. There is always going to be a risk when you have these proof coins with high value, fluctuating markets and desirability from various different investors around the world. I do think, though, that we are in this interesting phase where, God bless her, the Queen is 96 years old, and, you know, not to tell a lie, she is looking a lot more frail than she used to. Will she survive the entirety of the Tudor Beasts series? Who knows, is the honest answer. I hope so. I hope that we're going to see the 75th Jubilee in 5 years' time. But we've got to face facts that there is a very high probability that the Queen won't survive. And then this Queen's Beast series will quite literally be one of the lasting legacies of the Queen on coins. And that is going to shake up the coin world. I have no doubt of it. And it seems quite a morbid thing to think about, you know, how the death of the Queen, our monarch, can potentially yield some, you know, really big shifts in market value for a lot of these coins. But it's a cold hard fact of the matter. Ooh, I nearly got that mistaken. Those are the dragons. There we go. Here are the white lines. So definitely something to consider, definitely something to factor in as a collector. The timing of these are really important. And in terms of selling them, like, you know, I've told you about the liquidity option there, and that's something that a lot of people factor in considerably. And myself as well, you know, it's very important to be liquid when it comes to coins and looking at the different options that you've got for selling. But if you've got a variety of proof and bullion that is premium, but you've also got the liquid sort of bullion versions, which are just bullion on the other side of your stack, then I think you'll be just fine. One little bit I haven't shown you here are the proof quarter ounce golds as well. These are beautiful. These are absolutely stunning. Really, really amazing. I could just talk about this entire series for hours, to be quite frank, but I think it's incredible. I think it's wonderful, and I really am enjoying it as a collection. And whether or not releasing some of the equity that's in there in terms of the premiums and releasing that into some more gold or silver over time, I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's, you know, I've gone back and forth on it quite a lot, and I do think that there's a lot of benefit to holding this series, and I think there's a lot of benefit to perhaps cashing in on some of the premiums of this series. And maybe you'll do a little bit of that on some of them. Some of them I'll probably keep for a very long time. The 2 ounce silvers, I think I will never let go of. If I'm going to keep any of them, these are the ones, because they are just so beautiful. As a collection, they just stand out to me as some of the best coins that the Royal Mint has ever made. And I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions on this entire collection. What are you going to do with yours? Are you excited about the prospects for the future of it? There are a whole host of different things to factor in, and not one opinion is going to be right for everyone. Please let me know yours down in the comment section, and if you've enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up button. That would be very, very helpful for our YouTube channel. It's the single best way that you can help your creators, by the way. If you want to support the channel further, though, we have got some limited stock of our 1 ounce channel bars still on our website. I think we're down to single digits now of our bars left, so head on over there and have a look. Otherwise, that is it from me. We'll see you on the next one. As always, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.